This podcast is brought to you by Stratus Media Group. How do I sound, guys? Good?
Check. Yeah, you sound good.
Check.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Passing the Bar podcast, where we're a group of bartenders talking about the ups and the downs of the industry and all the social issues that we deal with. My name is Chris Pryor, and today I'm joined with Evan.
Hey, now, y'all.
And Steve.
Hey, what's going on?
And our special guest today is Dennis Ferrigno Jr. Bam, 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 bam.
Bam, bam, bam. Yo, what's up, guys? How you doing?
I'm doing well. How you doing? Hey.
Dennis owns Executive Beverage. Dennis, tell me a little bit something about Executive Beverage and even what you guys do.
Sure. So, Executive Beverage is a private bartending company that operates at the beach in Virginia Beach. And as a result of our service, to be honest with you guys, people become party-throwing geniuses. And memories last forever.
I like that.
It's that plain and simple.
Sounds like a pretty good plug. So
Yeah.
Well done.
All right, so okay, I'm just kidding. Yes.
And now I'm back in the shadow.
Okay.
No, so on a serious note.
Okay, so
you know,
what? Yeah, so what the fuck do you really?
We're a bartending company. We take we're a network of bartenders that has over 40 bartenders in Hampton Roads that work regular jobs. They're either bartenders at the oceanfront or in other areas of Virginia, or maybe they bartended in New York and moved here, and now they're teachers. And then we have the other side of the network, which is our consumer base, where people can hire us to have in-home parties, yacht parties, tailgates, business events, you really name it, and we can show up and handle the beverage side of your event and provide the best bartenders. Having the bars we have here and the restaurants we have here in Hampton Roads, they're of quality, and the people and the staff that we have to pick from is really, really good. And you can have those experiences that you get at, a Waterman's or a Hilton property or some of those nice places. You can have that experience in your house with some of the talent that we're able to get.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you take, so we're talking like weddings also, potentially like weddings, like the other, so you have like, so if I was a man, right? And I had a party for my business, 150 people. And I'm like, all right, man. Because I feel like the most influential thing when it comes to like private events, when you have a bar and like the bar is not prepared for that event. You ever been to one of those things? You've been to a fucking wedding that like they're understaffed. You know what I'm saying? Like the bar is you've been there.
I had to jump in one time, and I was like, I was in the wedding party, and I was like, oh shit, dude! You just want me to go back there because like this is fucked. Like the way they were pouring the beer, it was like literally like the guy was just like, here, just take it. It was like an inch of beer and all head, and he just kept going like, here, just take it. He had no idea what he was doing.
Right.
So yeah, I've definitely been in that situation.
Right.
Yeah.
So you alleviate that.
Yeah. So we actually can help bars and restaurants too. There's some hotels in the area, that actually use us for special events when they're pretty, inundated with extra guests, or maybe it's the winter season and they're downsizing their staff, like everyone does, and and they all of a sudden they have a huge event that came up and they want to call me 4 days before. So we're there to save the day. We'll provide 12 bartenders for an event at a nice property like a hotel property, or do a tailgate at an Old Dominion. Go Monarchs.
Oh, that's cool.
Hey. What's the largest event that you've done?
Yeah, so we've done like 5,000 people at the Richmond International Raceway.
Wow.
Yeah,
5,000 people.
5,000. Yeah,
Whoa.
so that was really fun. It was like 3 football fields worth of guests, and it was really crazy experience. And the best part about that is getting the people together, because I said, we're a network of bartenders. So I have the most diverse group of staff that are all operating at a high level. It's amazing, and it's like everyone meets new people, and we all network. And
it's like the Avengers.
Yeah. Yeah, you're over here saving the world. You're over there saving this place, and it's like, oh shit, there's a real thing happening.
Our powers combined.
We got to form. There's 5,000 people. They're gonna get shit faced. So we need all of you.
We get the cream of the crop.
I love it.
The BAs of the industry is what we aim to get. So
I'm having that vision at the end of Endgame where they all literally just come together,
Just come through the portals.
and then there's like
You wanted
5,000
more?
people like with their credit cards out and like empty cups, and then it's like, let's go, and it's fucking rushing towards them. That's sick.
That would be sick.
I love it.
It's about right.
40 against 5,000. Let's go.
Exactly. It's exactly like that. I mean, you strap in. We call it lockdown because once you get
that's cool,
started,
man.
I mean, you're in lockdown. I mean, you're not getting out of there until the job's done.
Yeah, that's cool.
And we will win, right? It's like, we will win.
Yeah.
300 cases of oranges left.
What got you into, like, why the party, why the event planning, party throwing, why Executive Beverage? What moved you to start your company?
Oh man, that's a good question. I get asked this sometimes, and it still gives me chills kind of telling the story. But so I started out as a bartender, as you can imagine, loving everything about it, being behind the bar. Was a regular bartender at a restaurant called Loggerheads at the Hilton Garden Inn in Virginia Beach.
Nice.
And, we were crushing it. It was a new spot, hottest thing, and I made it to bar manager, and then. One day I get a call, and I get called in a bit early for work. And, you get called in for work by your manager. They go, hey Dennis, come into work. We got to see you early on this Friday. Come in a few hours early. So I'm like, okay. I get there, and I'm like, what's up, Dave? Mm-hmm. He goes, got some news for you. You're going to bartend on the CEO's yacht tonight. Oh. So go bleach your,
That's nuts.
Go clean yourself.
So
go
go
bleach
ahead
your
and press
asshole.
your
and
pants.
go.
Go bleach your asshole.
He said some shit. Yeah. So he
press
says-
press your shirt. Do not embarrass me.
And don't fuck it up.
Yeah. So long story short, I started the company basically as a bartender. I was doing a very good job providing service, elevated my game. I did really just try to perfect everything, even putting garnishes on the cocktails, just taking the extra 2 seconds to put the work in. And it rubbed off to the effect of a major CEO of the entire corporation noticed and wanted to have me on his yacht as his personal beverage manager. Oh. So after that happened, it was one event, then it was his home, then it was his flying me across the country, then it was flying me over to this state, then it was driving the yacht from this state to that state. And it became event after event and extremely lucrative.
Yeah.
So, realizing that I could please someone of that stature with my level of service, I figured I could model that and give it to all of, the localities that we could get to.
That's awesome.
So,
Good for you.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were looking on the website and it said super yachts.
Yeah. So earlier I was like,
fuck a regular
It's like,
yacht.
yeah, Dennis. I was like, Dennis. So he put the website up. So I'm scrolling through the website, checking the website. I'm like, okay, this is how much it costs an hour for this person. This is how much, and I get to the bottom, like, events, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, super yachts.
I'll tell you what.
That sounds great.
That's why we
does
need
sound
the
like
best of the best. Too,
Yeah.
Because
I'm picturing Wolf of Wall Street with
yes,
the super yacht.
Yes, 130 foot. First yacht I actually worked on was a 115 foot boat, and this, the level of service is a bit different.
So you guys hiring? You guys
Always.
3 bartenders right here?
Yes, that's the beauty about it.
At least
We'll
for
just do it.
one event.
I just want to go. I don't even have to pay me. I just want to experience the 115 foot yacht. Yeah, that sounds cool.
That's the beauty of it. You guys can all join the network, and
That's
when you see
awesome.
something you like, first come, first serve.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
So
That's dope. So if somebody's speaking of joining the network, if somebody wanted to join the network, where would they go?
yeah, so you'd go to execbeverage.com, and if we're operating in your state, then you want to scroll down to the bottom and click join the network. And we want to know a little bit about you and how you think you'd be good for Executive Beverage and our community of customers.
Right.
We operate in people's homes, and we operate in the privacy of their own comfort zone, if you will. Mm-hmm. And, we want to make sure that we have the right people. So that's the easiest way to do it, and we'll reach out to you directly and definitely 100% give you a phone interview and would love to meet you in person.
That's cool.
It's a cool little side gig. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Be a cool little way to make some cash on the back end, and then also meet a bunch of really cool bartenders too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just sounds awesome.
Potentially travel.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
that's-
there's a yacht in Miami. We need 4 bartenders. Oh,
Right?
Shit.
Oh yeah. By the way, the owner said he'll fly you down in his private jet.
Yeah. Wow.
So how many?
There's some occasions like that, but
Yeah,
it's a
that's
rare
crazy.
occasion. Right?
Right,
But we
right.
do
It's
serve
happened.
all different levels of
Right.
clients. So.
if it happens, that's awesome.
I checked you guys out not too long ago. You did an event down in Alabama, right?
Yeah, we did some tailgating actually 3 years in a row for football tailgates.
Fucking Alabama, Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
We got flown down there, right?
Yeah, we
Sick.
rode. We flew private. You know, we were spoiled.
Okay. All right.
Could not believe it.
What do you guys do? What do you do?
Yeah,
Well,
you're just
you know.
bartenders. You know.
So we're getting flown down private jet to party.
Can I go?
What?
Yeah, so there's definitely that appeal to it. It's a
awesome.
celebrity appeal to it. Like when you're doing some of these events, it's a little different than being at the bar. I mean, people kind of are like, "Who are you? What are you about?" Like, you know. And then you hop off of a private jet, and then they're like, "Whoa, like
What the fuck is this guy?
who is this
Yeah.
fucker?"
Dubs.
Oh man, this brings up a couple points from like a couple past episodes where I was talking about like, we really fanned this bartender fire on this episode of like,
Our job is great.
it's great, yeah. So like, we're like the new age podcast cocktail. You know what I mean? Where people listen to go like, I want to be a bartender. I gotta do
Dude,
it. I gotta fucking do
It
this.
is cool.
It's pretty neat.
I'd like to think we're a third-rate cocktail radio show.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. Or
You know.
2.5.
Two and a half.
2.5 rate.
Okay, call it 2.
Yeah,
Call it 2.
Let's go 2. Yeah.
We're working on first.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I mean? And that's real. And I think they'll always be working on first. But
Yeah.
the real part is that no shit. So I was side note. Sorry, I was in North Carolina this past week with Josh Seberg, our previous guest.
Yeah.
And he was doing an event for Wild Turkey. They're behind the barrel, kind of like mixer. And I'm down there, and he's like, "Yeah, like this is my buddy Chris. He's got a podcast." And everybody's like, "Oh, you got a podcast?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you know, it's called Passing the Bar." And they're like, "Yo, we've heard of it." And I'm like,
You're like, yeah, you have.
I was like, "What? Stop!" I'm like, "What?"
Lovely
I'm like-
feeling.
I'm like,
It
"You sure?"
is.
I'm like,
it's so unreal.
I'm like, "You sure?" They're like, "Yeah, no, like, look, I mean, look, right?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, yeah, like this is some real shit. Like,
That's
that's
amazing.
cool."
I'm not that. Yeah, you're like, I'm cool. I'm not gonna get too excited. About
I mean,
it. Telling
your
you
heart
right now.
tickles.
Yeah.
It tickles from the inside
Yeah.
out. It
Right.
really does.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, I just went. I was like, "Man, it's so cool." Anyway, yo, smile, and I just went back to taking pictures because that was the reason I was there, is to try to like capture those moments. You know? and be able to have those stories and like talk about it. That's like the cool thing about being able to travel, is that like one, you notice the similarities that you catch through other like areas, other groups of people, whatever. But then also like the stories that you can pull from those like areas and groups too, that you can bring back and like talk about it. You know, like
Becomes a part of your life when you get home.
oh, very much so. There are stories that I remember and stories that I have to like really think hard about remembering because there may or may not have been alcohol involved in them.
Yeah.
But like the main thing is that I've got those stories and those memories from like for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And they're kind of next level stories. Yeah. Steve, I'm sure you've got a bunch of next level stories from out fucking San Diego that you may or may not want to remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You may or may not be able to remember.
But
Yeah, for sure.
but you're not gonna have those memories as a fucking data analyst.
No.
Facts. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like we were just talking about earlier, is like I don't think I've ever had a sit down job, and it's great. It's really good that I don't. Like the whole thing about sitting down. Our whole culture right now is a sit down culture, and it's terrible. But we are very active and
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an epidemic for sure. I know you were talking about that earlier. It's
Yeah.
like being able to get up and get on your feet every once in a while is probably good for society. I'm actually glad we've started this business and given people an opportunity to not quit bartending.
yeah,
You
exactly.
know?
Yeah.
You don't have to quit.
Yeah, you don't have to quit. And then back to another thing that we were talking about in the past was that this, like, where they're weaponizing the term bartender, you know what I mean, as a job, and like, they've been using this as like a political,
I feel triggered.
yeah, yeah. So, but the thing is like it is a serious job. It's a real job, but we do very well for ourselves.
Absolutely.
We
Six,
enjoy- I would say we enjoy we enjoy helping people
Yeah,
Yeah.
in our space, which is bartending, which means that we're connecting with people, we're networking, we're fucking kissing babies. You know what I'm saying? Shaking hands.
Shaking hands.
Shaking hands.
Yeah.
We're in the
fucking networking.
You know, and that's and providing that smooth transition. And same thing as like Dennis with his company. It's providing a smooth area, a smooth operating area for communications and memories and connections to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what we do.
Yeah.
We're like
Bring people back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it too. So with the, like, I listen to, we have this podcast, but I listen to a lot of like entrepreneur podcasts and stuff like that. But one of them, Guy Raz, he always interviews, people